Welcome back. Well, today I'm going to show you a real problem we have around here and hopefully the beginning of a solution. It's not the end. Last year we planted the big beautiful garden down here at the bottom of the hill. It's a little ways away from the house, but it's the only spot we have that gets a decent amount of sunlight. And we've had every year we've had better and better results from our garden because we're building soil, we're composting, we're adding more nitrogen and organic material. We've got some good worms in the soil. We've been working on this soil down here because it was just sand and rocks. And last year we had pretty good growth and everything, but then I had a lot of critters come in, deer and bunnies and raccoons and other things, and they ate so much of my produce that we barely got anything out of this garden last year unless it was buried. But let me show you what we've got. I'll give you a quick update on the garden, and today we're going to make some good progress on this fence that's going to protect our food. So we are down here at the garden. We have 75 to 80% of it planted. Have some late season crops that I'll plant on that back corner, but I've got everything in here planted. I've got half of it wood chipped. I'm going to go get some more wood chips for the other half here shortly in the next week or two. But this is the garden. It's a good size area here. It's kind of a little bit on the hill, but it's about the only decently flat place we have. And last year I started putting some fence posts in. We got the gate posts up on each side. We'll have a gate entrance here, pathway into a kind of a T that'll go out to that side by the solar panel, and then over here by the truck. But we've got more posts to put in. Last year I just never got to it, and that's what happened. We got busy and we couldn't finish the fence, and so today we're gonna get the rest of the posts put in. Now I'll tell you something. I'm getting a little older than I used to be. And there's one thing that I hate doing more than anything, and that's digging post holes, especially in rocky soil where I know I'm gonna hit rocks, I know I'm gonna hit trouble, I know I'm gonna run into problems. And so having a good auger, a little gas-powered auger has been a huge help. So today we are going to get our new auger out, our gas-powered auger. We're gonna get it fired up. I should have less than 10, I think, left to put in here. I'm not sure if you know this or not, but everything is really expensive right now. 2025, including wood. So I'm trying to make these gaps smaller because the shorter deck boards are actually are exponentially cheaper than longer deck boards. And I'm going to put 3 deck boards in between each one of these posts, and then I'm going to put some fencing on the bottom few feet of it to keep rabbits out. What I want is I want no gap to be larger than 10 or 12 feet. I want to buy 10 foot or 12 foot deck boards. Anything longer than that, I'm going to put a fence post in the middle. So this section right here is going to get one in the middle. This next section over here will probably get 2. This section over here will probably get 2. The back section 2. I might need 1 over there on the far side, and then maybe 1 here and a couple in the back. So I'm hoping I can get away with 10 here. I haven't measured this all out yet. And then our big beautiful garden will be able to produce food for us instead of the animals and the deer and the wildlife. So let's get some stuff out and let's get this auger fired up. We'll make some measurements, we'll get some string lines run, and we'll get this job done. So this is the auger we're going to be using today. I have gotten one of these in the past from a different brand and not been happy with it. It does not run well. And so I'm trying this Vevor. I've had really good luck with this company with many other things. This is a very inexpensive, basic auger. It comes with, I believe this is an 8-inch auger. It does also come with an extension piece, which I do like, which gives you like an extra foot. This comes with, it's almost like a chainsaw style tool. It gives you all the tools to change the spark plug out, and they actually give you a spare spark plug, which is kind of nice. So these are all the tools to take it apart and do any repairs or maintenance on it as needed. So we'll stuff the manual in here and we'll keep this hanging up in the shop with the tool. And probably one of the neatest things, why don't they send these with all 2-stroke engines? I don't know. This is perfect. I'm more excited about this than even the the auger. This is just a way to measure your mixed fuel. So what you do is you put a little bit of fuel in here, a little bit of gas in here in the big side, and then you pour in your 2-cycle engine oil into the different marks here. So it has a 30-to-1, a 40-to-1, a 25-to-1, a 50-to-1. It has all the different marks on here. You measure that up, and then you basically just take this thing and you dump it like this, and all the oil will come into this, and you can kind of mix it together, and then you pour it into your gallon of gas to mix. Let's get this thing primed and start it up, and then we will give it a go. We've got quite a few holes to dig here. There's a big one in here somewhere, or a root. Guess I see what it was getting bound up on. I guess that's a phone line. Can't be anything else. We don't have cable here, and we don't have a phone either, so I guess it doesn't really matter what I cut, but it looks like it must be a phone line. We've got Starlink. We don't need no phone line. Cut. Actually, what was that? Oh, coax. Huh. Why would there be coax down here? That's definitely coax. Shielded. Center pin, center line. Well, that is 10 post holes. And all in all, it took me about 45 minutes. And I even hit not only wires, cable wires, but some pretty good sized rocks. It'll chew through, that post hole digger will chew through smaller rocks like this without really stalling out or stopping. Not stalling out, but stopping. But this size, I had to get the post hole digger out and clear that out. It won't cut that away. Makes quick work of post holes. And man, if we were digging in soil that wasn't just littered with roots, being right next to giant oak trees, rocks, and things like that, I mean, it would only take a couple minutes per hole. The most important part of this thing is this little drill bit gets it started, and then these cutting edges right here. And over time, you know, I mean, I just blasted through some rocks. I mean, think of all those rocks I just went through like that, and it didn't even dent the steel. So it's good steel. You can, this is, if you have one of these or you're renting one, these teeth are generally just beat to snot. So you want to take a grinder or a file and just tap those. They don't have to be razor sharp or anything. Obviously, they're digging through dirt. They're going to get dull pretty quick, but you want to have a nice edge on that. That makes all the difference. It'll just pull itself right through the hole. So I definitely like this one for a lower end or inexpensive post hole digger. It's a great tool to have around. So with the extension on there, we're gonna go 36 inches if you went all the way to the top of the shaft. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw all those posts in there. I'm not doing any cement or anything. This is just a garden fence, going as low budget as possible. So we'll throw a post in there and we'll just line them all up to the edge of the string, make sure they're level and plumb, or plumb, I guess you should say, and we'll be done for tonight. A couple years ago, I got this 4-way post leveler. This thing has been really handy. So if you're not using cement, you really just need to get it close, fill it in. Once it's pretty close, you can just kind of use your boots to pack it in. Making sure to keep it plumb. And that's that. Well, all the posts are set, except for that one that's crooked. I have to move that hole over a little bit. I missed my mark, but I'll do that later. The next step is going to be getting all the slats between them. I'm going to put 3. So I'll put one low to the ground, one in the center, one near the top, and I'll level all that off and cut the tops of the posts off. That way I don't have to worry about trying to make sure they're all exactly the same distance in the ground. I just dug my holes to about 30 inches through the posts in there, and then we'll cut the tops off when we're done. This is where I'll take feedback from you guys. I have done lots of different garden fences and things to keep out deer and rabbits. Raccoons are going to climb over pretty much any fence unless I put electric wire around it. I'm not as worried about them because I can trap them. Bunnies and deer, what is the best type of fencing? What do you recommend? What have you used out there for maybe a lower 2-foot tall, 3-foot tall portion at the bottom of the fence that would be a smaller mesh garden type fence to keep rabbits out? And then what's going to keep the deer out? What do you guys think? I'll take your suggestions and feedback, and we'll implement some of those things that I think are worthwhile to try. Anytime I find a tool or a gadget, that's one of my hobbies, things I love to do. Try out new tools, try out new gadgets and things. I like to share that stuff with you guys. It's not meant to be a sales pitch to you guys. These are just things that I have found useful. So as always, links in the description to the post leveler. That's a cheap one over on Amazon or Home Depot. And then the Vevor post hole digger, I will put a link over to them, and you can check out. They've got a couple different variations, different power levels, and all that good stuff. So check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think about the garden fence. Will this keep deer and rabbits out? I'd love to hear from you guys. Thumbs up on today's video. Of course, subscribe if it's your first time here. Love to have you tag along. We'll see you next time.